French, are you prepared for an electrifying and thrilling tale from me? I possessed an experience that was extraordinarily terrifying. I secured my very first employment and I was genuinely delighted, but my mother was somewhat melancholic. Actually, my workplace was far, so I had to move. I was excited about the new city and a new home. It was my first job opportunity. The salary wasn't much. So I took a house a little away from the city, but it wasn't that far from the office. The house was a bit old-fashioned, but I didn't plan to stay long. I just thought I'd spend about a year here. The journey was fine, but upon reaching here, the weather started to change. It suddenly began to rain. However, I like the rain. Then it seemed all would be fine now. That day, I arranged all my belongings. Since it was a small two-room house, it didn't take long. I had just finished my work and was sitting down lightly when there was a sudden knock on the door. Who could possibly be at the door? I wasn't anticipating any visitors. No one is acquainted with me. Perhaps it could be the neighbors. When I opened the door and then turned around, but there was no one there. So then that knocking sound. I heard it distinctly, but then I opted to disregard it. Perhaps I misheard it due to my exhaustion. I went to sleep. The following day, I proceeded to my office for work. In the evening, upon returning home, I settled comfortably into my rocking chair. That day, I just didn't feel like cooking. So I ordered a pizza on Swiggy. However, within just a mere 5 minutes, there was a knock on the door. Oh, it certainly cannot possibly arrive this quickly. I just placed the order. I proceeded to the door with my cash prepared to receive the pizza. And as soon as I opened the door, I stepped outside and gazed around for a moment. However, there was absolutely no one visible on the road as far as my eyes could see. There was a strange kind of silence. How can there be money? Upon arriving home, I securely locked the door behind me. It was a jeet. I put on a wide-ranging collection of various films to effectively redirect my focus. Oh no, not those terrifying horror films, please. I have consistently been quite the scaredy cat. I used to be absolutely terrified of ghost movies. I was watching television while deep in thought, but suddenly there was that identical knock once more. I abruptly stood up, shaking with intense fear. Nevertheless, this time I dashed towards the door, completely determined to apprehend whoever was accountable. Who is there? Ma'am, your pizza's here. Certainly. All right, that is fine. Please hand it over. Have you visited here previously? No, ma'am. It is completely all right. Kindly do not worry about it. Here is your payment. Thanks, ma'am. Good night. I consumed half of a pizza, completed watching the movie, and then proceeded to go to sleep. The following day, I arrived home quite late from the office. It must have been approximately midnight. I returned to my residence, consumed the remaining pizza from the previous night, and proceeded to go to sleep in the other room. I was comfortably reclining on my bed when I unexpectedly heard an unfamiliar noise. What's that sound? Did I accidentally leave the door open? Did somebody enter inside? I was absolutely terrified. I was uncertain about what steps to take next. I continued to stay seated quietly on my bed. Then it got muffled. Another clear sound followed. This knocking sound. However, this time the noise was not emanating from the door, but rather from the wall of my bedroom, on the opposite side of which lies my living room. My heartbeat accelerated even more rapidly. Remaining passive will not be advantageous, Mia. You must take some kind of action. Trembling, I rose to my feet. I was unable to gather the courage to step outside. Just then, my eyes fell on the pile of clothes lying in front of the bed. They often say even a single straw can be enough for a drowning person to cling to. She started moving toward the door, holding a small hammer. Uncertain about what might occur outside, I swiftly opened the door and stepped outside. There is an absolutely amazing suspenseful moment coming up, but I will reveal it to you next week. In the meantime, kindly wait a little longer and ensure you subscribe to the channel. I sincerely thank you all so much. You've consistently shown me and my stories a great deal of affection. Thank you very much.